Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So we're starting off with gold on this Tuesday as we look towards what could be potentially be quite a big breakout in the yellow metal. We're just trading around the 1980 level at the moment. Good PMI data from America yesterday coming out, but obviously we've got the all-important Fed interest rate decision later on this week. We are still seeing possibly another rate hike at 5.25 or 25 basis point rate hike up to 5.25. What will this mean for the economy? And is the Fed just pretty much juggling a little bit too much at the moment? We've got these fears that the NFP numbers will be slightly down on the consensus on Friday. We've also got the fact that Janet Yellen did say the US could actually run out of cash in the next 6 months. That's quite a big worry for the next few months as well. So we look on the calendar for the next few days. As I said, the all-important thing coming up is a Fed interest rate decision. This is happening on Wednesday or tomorrow, and we're just seeing at 5% to 5.25%. Is it going to be that much of a big difference? We have been having these aggressive rate hikes for most of last year, 75 basis points, 25 basis points at a time now. The Fed does want to keep pushing higher because it does see that inflation isn't coming down as quickly as they wanted it to. We're looking likely that we're going to go into next year with still lingering high inflation, and we're actually got the eurozone inflation just coming down slightly as well. So is this a sign that it's not coming down quick enough? It could be possibly that we are looking likely that it's with the jobs numbers coming out on top of all the other PMI data, could we have more aggressive rate hikes later in the year? We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, the big meeting is coming up shortly. But looking on gold, first of all, today, we're kind of looking likely on the daily chart like a symmetrical triangle breakout is going to happen shortly. We're kind of getting squeezed into a consolidatory zone at the moment. And I'll just bring this a little bit closer. Just move this out the picture so it's a little bit easier to see. At 1980, 1984, this kind of level, we are just seeing now what the consequences are for this fall away from 2000. And with the assistance of the Ichimoku cloud, we are seeing quite a big support level that most likely is going to probably go higher than it is lower. But if we look on the 4 hour chart as well, most interestingly enough, we are seeing now, if we just make this a little bit easy to see, we are seeing now, as you can see on the graphic, that it is failing to really push out a couple of false breaks here, but now the 4 hour chart is heavily under the Ichimoku cloud. So what bulls will need especially is for another run and another move past this towards the 1995 handle. So roughly about a $10 move in the space of today or tomorrow, and then we can possibly see another push to 2000. But this will all be due to the big headline news, which is tomorrow, which could possibly shape up the American dollar or the greenback, whichever you want to call it. And speaking of, let's just look on um, the US index, because as we see from the previous reading, we did see a bearish channel really forming, but we saw that the $100 handle was a very firm support, and it is looking likely that it will keep on supporting this rhetoric, because as you can see here now, firm support here, slightly going higher into, again, a bit of a symmetrical triangle once again. But the consensus is that the dollar will start pushing a little bit more higher excuse me, then it falling lower below $100. As you can see from the previous resistance that we got at the beginning of February for the last jobs data, well, the two readings ago for the NFP, we did see firm support and then price action start moving $5 higher to the 105 level. Will this happen again? Well, it's looking likely that we could see this kind of V-shaped recovery happen on the dollar. So don't be surprised if we do move a couple of dollars this week before the all-important Fed interest rate decision. And then even after that, we could see more movement on the NFP jobs number on Friday. So a lot of information to take in, a lot of exciting opportunistic trades to be made as well, depending on which side of the coin you are at. And as you can see here, not many not many divergences on the RSI neither. We're just technically looking at the chart and then fundamentally when the news does break. So at the moment, just very firm consolidatory, slightly choppy action here, but we are just waiting for the next rebound on the dollar as well. So just keep an eye out for, obviously, the data coming out we'll obviously keep you up to date with the comings and goings for the latest fundamentals, and then see where that takes us for the next few days as well. So very exciting times, big fundamental news events coming up this week. Don't forget to check your economic calendars so you're not missing out. And we'll post this video on our YouTube and Telegram channels as usual, so you can comment and feel free to tell me what you are trading on as well and what you expect from the meetings as well. So thank you very much for joining me today. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.